The name 100 Days comes from the 100 days that the genocide took place in Rwanda. It was one of the worst times I've ever had in my life. I lost several of my cousins, some of my aunts, the husbands to my aunts, and we sat home and prayed because we couldn't do much about it. Not many nations came to help. So I think that people looked at it like, we as Rwandese people will work hard and improve the nations for themselves, other than somebody else coming from outside doing it for them.
The objective of this hospital, pediatric hospital, is to make sure that the children live a healthy life.
Okay, my dad's name is Simon Ziramakenga, and he is a preacher. He has been trying to reconcile the people who lost, relatives and the people who killed, and just trying to, teach them about having hope in Christ.
We saw the worst of humanity, and yet at the same time we're seeing the best of humanity right now. The act of forgiving when the losses are so huge. In Pastor Simon's church, you have Hutus and Tutsis on the same pew, and only God can work that in your heart to be able to forgive to the point that you can be in the same church, in the same community, and work together for the same goal.
Our primary focus right now is to work with Good Shepherd Community Church and to build this hospital for them. Our vision for the facility fits into the overall vision of the Good Shepherd Community Church, and that we want it to be a refuge for the community. Rwanda struggles with injury and illnesses that plague the rest of the developing world. There's a high incidence of HIV/AIDS, malaria, tuberculosis, and now they're compounded by the fact that their physical resources are gone, their human resources are gone, and so they're trying to rebuild their medical and healthcare infrastructure in the midst of trying to keep up. So in many statistics or indices, when you look at the health of a nation, Rwanda has fallen off a lot since 1994 because of the genocide and its aftermath.
As much as the Rwandese people, are trying to make it by themselves, there's a lot of small sicknesses that kill, little kids. It's things that can be cured by even just a shot or a tablet. The hospital will play a role in that people can have a place to bring their kids and at the same time teach them about Christ. And in this way, they're being treated physically, and also they get to know, Christ, and that helps their spiritual lives too.
The hospital will cover approximately 26,000 square feet. It will be focused predominantly on pediatric care. It will have emergency care, routine clinical outpatient care, some limited inpatient capability initially, as well as a large focus on education both for community as well as healthcare practitioners. We have everything in place. We have the land, we have governmental support, we have a strong, willing partner with a great vision and incredible and a proven track record. We have a team in Atlanta that is committed to this process, committed to this project. What we need right now is the hospital. And to construct and put the hospital on the ground, we need $1.8 million. That $1.8 million not only builds the physical facility that will be the hospital, a 26,000 square foot facility, but also provides for its initial operations and expenses. It provides a refuge and a place within the community that is an extension of what the church is already doing there, and provides another building block in reconciliation for Rwanda.
This is what really going after the Lord looks like, and trusting in Him. The wonderful opportunity of 100 days is really just coming alongside a group of people, of believers, a church, and just walking with them. We're just there to just support and just play a part in the vision that they already have. And so it's just a feeling. Move it into action and do what you can.
Reka mpamagare nyuma y'iki kiza ndakubwira. Sorry.
We were in a meeting a year or two ago when we were there, and we met with a relative of Simon's who is now someone in the government. And Jim asked him, "What did you learn from the genocide?" And he said, "We learned we couldn't depend on you. We couldn't depend upon the West. That if Rwanda wants to succeed and Rwanda wants to move forward, that Rwandans have to depend upon Rwandans." And I think there's a lot of deep truth in that, and I think you get that sense in the community there now. For us as believers, I think there's a lot to learn from the church through forgiveness. It must take a remarkable amount of forgiveness to go to church with someone who may have killed your relatives, or to move back to a village next door to a neighbor who killed your mother, or to be a pastor of a very large congregation when you and your wife lost approximately 70 family members in the genocide, and to love and to minister to them. I think that's a concept and an idea that we certainly banter around a lot in our church services, but we've never really been confronted with it. And I think there's a lot to learn from just watching them manage through this, and that there's not just in the past 12 years has not been just a recurrent outpouring of hatred and anger and retaliation, when there certainly could have been.
What, in my opinion, what I would like is for there to be no, division. And people, kids are all going to school together despite from where they're from, and parents are teaching their kids, that, we are all Rwandese. And generally just, a form of unity. Whenever people look at Rwanda, all they can relate to is the genocide. Rwanda as a people are looking at it differently. They look at it like, okay, here's a chance to rebuild a nation. Here's a chance to show the world that we can live together.